So I have a lot of videos on my YouTube channel about my dreadlocks. I have, specific videos on certain aspects of dreadlocks, and I also just have progress videos. But I don't really have one that is just a compilation of facts about my dreadlocks. So that's what this video is. I'm making this one just about my dreadlocks and kind of the numbers and dates and timeline of things. And so my dreadlocks, I got them originally done November 10th, 2010. But they weren't backcombed very well. So I actually had got them pulled apart and redone on January 26th, 2011. And so rather than just like letting them, form on their own and let it happen after they weren't done that well the first time, I got them pulled apart and redone. It was just an easier process. The girl who did the second time did a very good job backcombing. And so it took about 6.5 hours to backcomb. And this video is being filmed December 2012. So I'm approaching my 2-year mark. And so this is what they look like at 2 years. But so it took about 6.5 hours to backcomb, and she didn't section them off beforehand. She just kind of went for it. But the sections are about 1.5 inches, and then with the thickness of my hair, they've ended up being this size, which is exactly what I wanted. So it all worked out wonderfully. And then from there, the first little while, I didn't wash for about 2 weeks right after getting them backcombed, and then started washing about once a week. Later on down the road, like after the 3-month mark, I started washing about 2 or 3 times a week, but now I've weaned back to about once a week. And I wash primarily with Dr. Bronner's. I've used a few different things throughout my journey. Dr. Bronner's liquid soap has been the best to me, and it's what I love. And so like I said, I'm washing about once a week with that. At about the 2.5 month mark, and I guess up to 3 months, because I didn't do it all in one sitting, is when I started blunting the tips of my dreadlocks, so giving it that rounded look. I used a crochet hook that I think was 1.65 millimeters, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of people say to go smaller than that. I couldn't find one smaller than that, so I used that, but it's worked out fine for mine. So that's when I blunted the tips. Started blunting the tips. I didn't finish them, actually, because some of them just weren't ready at that point, because they need to be pretty locked up for you to be able to do that. Right before my 6-month mark is when I finished blunting the tips on them and got them all done. And as far as blunting the tips and just the backcombing, you lose a lot of length on your hair. So when I started my dreads, my hair was about 8 or 9 inches, just right past the shoulder. And with the backcombing, I lost probably about 2 inches or so. And then with blunting the tips, lose even a little more. So in the end, I think I may have lost about 4 inches on my hair between the two of those things. And after the 6-month mark, really not as much maintenance going on, not as much upkeep, just washing it and keeping them clean, keeping them separated. I have 37 dreadlocks. I had 38, but this guy combined, these two combined into this Congo, so that made it 37. And I think that's all the basics. I've used no products, just backcombed and then washed them. I used no wax anywhere. I never used any locking gels or anything like that. And so they're a little lumpier than someone who may have used wax, and that's fine. I like the lumpiness of them, and I just really love how they've turned out. And so if this is your first time watching any of my videos, like I said, on my channel, if you go to my channel, I have videos covering in each month progress up to a year, and then I have just specific videos covering different issues people encounter with dreadlocks. So this is a general video of what my dreadlocks are. I hope I covered all the basics. I think I did. But now I'll just kind of spin around and let you see my dreads. So that's all about my dreadlocks. And if there's a specific question on something that seems kind of like a basic topic or basic fact about them that I didn't address, feel free to leave a comment. I'd be happy to answer for you. Thanks, guys.